It's Monday, September 15th. I have 18 orders to ship out. Let's get to work. All right, first thing, we're going to B61, and I'm just going to grab the whole box because there's at least 3 or 4 sales out of here. And shout out to my dad. My dad went to some garage sales the other day and bought a handful of electronics. He paid $15 for everything, and I've already sold a good chunk of it. All right, let's see. He got, one of the things he got is some Beats headphones. These right here, Power Beats 3 wireless. Those sold for $34.99 free shipping. And then he got this Apple TV 4K. That sold for $79.99 free shipping. He also got this Amazon Echo Dot, which was still sealed. I think it's a 5th gen. Yeah, 5th gen. That sold for $37.99 free shipping. And the last thing that got sold from what he got is this little Sony Bluetooth speaker. That sold for $19.99 free shipping. So when I was growing up, my dad was doing a lot of flipping in the 90s. It wasn't his main gig, it was just a side hustle. But I saw him do a lot of that. So when it came time for me to kind of jump into it, I was already pretty familiar with kind of what to do. Couple fun stories I'll tell you about Dad. If you guys remember the teeny beanie baby craze, just the beanie baby craze in general, in the 90s, McDonald's did these teeny beanie babies. And I want to say they had like a set of 6 that you had to collect. Well, Dad and I went to like all the McDonald's in the city and was getting Happy Meals, and then he ended up convincing the workers to just sell him the little teeny beanie babies. And then he put an ad in the newspaper for a complete set. And I want to say he was getting like $150, $200 or something for a complete set of 6 back then. And then Dad also bought and sold a lot of cars back in the day. And this is in the 90s, during the junk wax era. But he did have the Jordan Rookie. Dad had the 1985 Fleer Jordan Rookie, and he sold it to a local card shop. I want to say he got around $1,500 or $2,000. But at the time, he used that money to put a down payment on our house. So yeah, shout out to Dad for some awesome flips in the 90s. All right, next up we are getting, where is it at? Over here. This is an Atari storage case. It's not made by Atari, but it fits all the Atari games. Let's see, it's the Telegame Center. This thing holds a lot of Atari games. You can see the maker back here is the Music Mate. This is the Music Mate TC1000. It's got the wood grain, such a throwback. That sold for $44.99 free shipping, and what I'm going to do is bubble wrap this and box it, and then put that in the box with this. So this will be bubble wrapped in a box, and then this will be bubble wrapped in a separate box, but then 2 boxes together. Because otherwise, this thing's gonna get shattered, I guarantee it, if I don't do some kind of double box magic with that. Sold another Longaberger basket. All right, let's see. This is the Traditions. I think it's this one right here. This is the smallest of the ones that I got. These things are selling faster than I expected them to. I already sold one of them last week, and here's another one that I sold, and this one brought $39.99 free shipping, and I think I've got like $3 or $4 into this one. Definitely not a lot. Going to D51 next. I sold that awesome clear phone that I got at a garage sale. I got this at my buddy Bob's sale. He doesn't do eBay, and he was just going to give this to me for $1, but I ended up giving him $6 for it because I knew I'd make some money on it. That sold for $44 free shipping. That's an offer that I sent out. All right, next is something I've had for quite some time. This is the Dark Knight Rises Bat. It's basically the Batmobile, and it's got Batman. I got this at the flea market like 6 months ago. It's been a while. I paid $12 for it, and it sold for $41.99 free shipping. All right, going to D41. Let's see here. I sold this Braun Series 8 shaver. I got this at a church sale. I think it's been 2 weeks maybe. I got it for $8 and it had everything inside. But the case was really gross. There was all kinds of crap on the case, so I just ended up throwing that away and not including it in the lot. But everything else is in there. Charger and all that good stuff. That sold for $59.99 free shipping. Alright, I sold a video game next. It is an A53. It's one of these Fairchild. This is video cart number 4. This is in that bulk video game buy I made a while back. So I only got a few dollars into it. That sold for $19.99 for shipping. Go to A61 next. Let's see here. I sold this Thomas & Friends Trackmaster. I got this at a church sale, gosh, a while ago. 6 months, 8 months, it's been a long time. I only had to pay $1 for it. And all it is these like extra pieces of track. But this Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends stuff sells really well. I had this listed, I think, for like 30 or best offer for a long time. I sent out an offer of $26 free shipping, and the buyer accepted. Okay, next is a scale. I just found this 2 weekends ago. This is the Seika or Seika. I don't know how to pronounce it. Let's see what model this is. It is the 334, and it takes batteries, as you can see. I put batteries in there. Works great. I got this for $3, and it's sold for $119 free shipping. All right, we're going to C32 next. Right here, I just found this a week or two ago. This little Rydell Raiders mini helmet. This is from 95. It says it on here somewhere. Yeah, there it is, 95. I got that for $1. Sold for $19.99 for shipping. Sold another helmet. This one's full size though, not this motorcycle helmet. I think I need to just donate that thing. I don't think it's going to sell. But this Bauer hockey helmet sold. This is the HH 5000S, and it is in pretty darn good shape. I got this on the Route 127 garage sale. Paid $5 for it, and it sold for $34.99 free shipping. Going to B52 next. I sold one of these Carhartt sweatshirts. I think this is the hoodie. I'm gonna have to double check the size here too. I don't want to ship them the wrong one. Yeah, 2XL is the one that sold. This is a consignment deal, so splitting the money with my buddy, and that sold for $39.99 for shipping. I sold another Longaberger basket. I didn't realize I sold two. Let's see, it's this one right here. It is, hold on, let's see if I can pull this out here. It's one of these like holiday ones. Yeah, it's got the bells there. This is also one I sent a best offer out on, and I sent $62 free shipping, and the buyer accepted. Okay, next thing is a bobblehead. This was a fantastic flip. I got this at the Route 127 World's Longest Garage Sale, and it is a vintage nodder. They call these old bobbleheads nodders. Let's see, and they even put a little note on here that the kicker had a game-winning field goal, 1961, the Notre Dame-Syracuse game. So college football season is back underway again. I know Notre Dame's not doing great, but somebody wanted the bobblehead. This is even cracked. I even showed the damage, what kind of shape this was in. I think I got this for $3, sold for $70 free shipping. Okay, last thing going out is in C42. It is a teeny tiny bottle of perfume, Decidella. It's only half an ounce, so this is definitely a rare one. Part of the big perfume cologne buy I made a little while back, so I don't have much into it. It sold for $65 for shipping. In the reselling community, we talk about death piles a lot, and this is some of my death piles, one of at least. I've got more stuff stored away elsewhere, but I started filling up totes with unlisted inventory over the summer as I was just finding way more stuff than I had time to list or store or anything else. I was like, I'm just gonna put it in a tote and forget about it until the fall. Well, guess what? Q4 is like 2 weeks away, so I'm trying to chip away at this stuff. And one thing I came across is this toaster right here. This is a GE 473A Toast R oven, like toast-r-oven, like it's pretty funny. So it's not like a normal toaster that you, I mean, I think you can put toast in it, but I think it's meant to be like a small oven. I guess you can do both. So here's the toaster thing, there's the oven, like a mini oven. And this kind of stuff is what gets passed up the most by resellers. And when I say resellers, I'm talking about resellers that sell everything, like me. Because when you see a toaster, I think the vast majority of resellers aren't even looking twice at it. It's not even catching their eye. They're like, you know, if they even have a thought of it, they're thinking this is a junky old toaster. It can't possibly be worth money. Nothing can be further from the truth. I think appliances is one of the most underrated categories in reselling. Think about it. You see them all the time. You go to garage sales, thrift stores, auctions, wherever it is you go source, you see appliances everywhere. Are most appliances, even, you know, the vast majority, probably 95% plus, worthless? Yeah, for sure. And they're not going to make you money. but there are so many out there that will make you money. Over the years, I've sold coffee makers, toasters, mixers, you name it. I've sold so many different appliances that have made me a ton of money because the other people, you know, my competition that are at the sales just don't look at it. Nobody's looking at this stuff, and it's making me tons of money. I paid $1 for this toaster at a garage sale maybe 2 months ago. That's been a little bit. I'm getting ready to list it for $59.99 free shipping, and it is going to sell like that. I guarantee you it'll probably sell within 2 weeks time. So if you're watching this and you are an everything seller like me, I highly recommend just broadening your horizons. You know, think outside the box. Each time you can learn a new category, do it. Now, if that means you buy a couple duds here and there, that's fine, because you're going to really hone your skills on what you're looking for in that category to buy and sell things. When I first started, let's see, I was 19, so 21 years ago. When I first started, I was just doing sporting goods, and then I slowly branched out and learned more, learned a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and I'm still learning. I'm trying to constantly add new categories that I'm finding stuff in, because it's just going to give me all that much more opportunity when I'm at sales to find stuff and actually make money. All right, I got to show you guys something. This is super cool. So this is how you open the toaster oven. How cool is that? You just press the button and the tray just pops right out. That is super fun. It's Tuesday morning. I have 5 orders to ship out. First thing is in D31. I sold a catcher's mitt. I thought these would take longer. I sold one last week, pretty quickly actually, after I listed it, and then I sold this one. The reason I thought they'd take a while is because they're lefties, for left-handed throwers, and you don't see a lot of lefty catchers out there. This one, you can see the webbing needs tightened up some, and I made sure I put that in the description. I've had this for a while. This is in like my death pile of stuff that I've been working through, and I think I got about $5 into it. This sold for $34.99 free shipping. Going to 821 next. As you can see, yesterday I did a couple of my A boxes because they were like 5 and 6 and 3 and all over the place, and I wanted it to be uniform, to be 2, 3, 4 to match the other one. So I got these 2 done and listed a few things in here, and I think we sold only one thing. We only sold one thing out of here. This is The Office complete series on DVD, and let's see here. I paid $10 for this at a garage sale last weekend. When I went to list it yesterday, I realized that these are new. I went to open them up to look at the condition of the discs, and it wouldn't open because they're taped. It's taped here, taped there, all the way through. So yeah, totally new, never watched before. These sold for $34.99 free shipping. All right, going to 822 next. I'll grab this whole box because I think I might have sold more than one thing out of here. Nope, maybe not. Maybe another false alarm, just one. All right, I sold this Texas Instruments BA2 Plus calculator. I got this at a garage sale just last weekend for $5, and it sold for $29.99 free shipping. Another thing listed yesterday, sold today, or over the night, I guess, might have been this morning, is this Shark steam mop. Also got it last weekend, and this one sold for $49.99 free shipping. Paid $10 for it, and I don't know about you guys, but when I have stuff like this that's brand new, packaged up, ready to go, it's already got the packing material in there, I just measure this box, I weigh this box, and slap a label right on the box and ship it out. I've been doing it like that for years with stuff, and I've had no problems. All right, last thing that I'm shipping out is this GE toaster oven. Told you guys it would sell fast. I just didn't expect it to sell this fast. Paid $1 for it a few months ago, and this sold for $59.99 free shipping. I got these clubs over the weekend, and I left them here because I wanted to tell you guys the story about them. It is King Cobra FP irons. These are ladies. Driver, fairway wood, hybrid. There's a putter in there, even though the putter is not worth much, and a Top Flight Flawless golf bag. I paid $80 for all those, and the only reason I got them is because a fellow garage sailor by the name of Gary that I see all the time, I've seen him for years, we're always very cordial, and he's seen me buy golf clubs. So he stopped me at one of the sales and was like, hey, I bought these golf clubs. I was going to give them to somebody, but I don't think they want them. Do you want to take a look at them, see if you want to buy them? So I looked them up. I think I could get 150, 200, maybe 250 on the high end if I wait till like golf season. And he said he paid 50. I offered him 80 and he took it. And he was happy to make the 30 bucks profit. And there's some profit for me to make on that too. I told that story on, all right, my GoPro just randomly ended that clip. I don't know why. I don't know where I left off, but I wanted to tell a story about these golf clubs because I think it's extremely important to embrace the community of resellers that you have around you. When you go to sales all the time, garage shows, thrift stores, whatever, I don't think you necessarily need to look at everybody else that's reselling as your competition. I've been doing this for over 20 years, so I've seen so many people like, you know, that I recognize that are buying and reselling and kind of doing the same thing that I do, and I've made friends with a lot of them. I think some of them view me as their competition, but I don't necessarily view them as my competition. I've gotten a lot farther by making friends with those people, figuring out what it is that they sell, because almost nobody is doing it the same way. Everybody either seems to have a niche that they like to sell, or they go to the flea market instead of eBay. But the point I'm trying to make is don't take on like a you versus the world mentality. If you think it's going to be you versus everybody else and you got to get to the sales first, then you're just going to work so much harder and you're not going to have nearly as much fun. Since Gary and I are friendly, he thought to come to me with these golf clubs. This is just one of several occasions where other resellers are offering something to me or I'm offering something to them, and a rising tide really raises all ships. So keep that in mind when you're going to sales. Don't treat all the other resellers as your competition. I got this clock, what was it? I think it was last weekend. The Seiko Melodies in Motion. I paid 15 bucks for it, and I'm getting ready to list it for $100 free shipping, and I have to put a video with this thing. I mean, the whole mechanism moves around, it plays a song. This is like the perfect item where if you list it, you really have to put a video with it. And it used to be, in order to get a video on eBay, you had to go to flippertools.com. Great website, by the way. Sorry, first you had to upload a video to YouTube. You can make it private if you wanted. Then take that link, put it in flippertools.com. That would create some kind of hyperlink HTML code that you would put in the coding of the eBay listing so that the video would show up in the listing. I mean, it was all kinds of hoops you had to jump through. Finally, eBay just a couple years ago made it to where you can put a video on, but you have to do it on the website. All right, so I just took a video and it was a minute long. I put it on my computer and then I dragged and dropped it into this listing. You can see here it's uploading 46, 47, 48. Not too bad. It's probably gonna end up taking about a minute to get uploaded. And it says, photos and video, you can add up to 24 photos in a 1 minute video. Oh shoot, well, my video was like exactly 1 minute, so we're gonna see if it if it meets the criteria. It might have went over by a hair. But yeah, if you are making the listing, you're really doing yourself a disservice to not do a video if it's something like this clock. If it's something that, you know, has moving mechanism, you want to prove that it works, whatever, you really want to make a video. You can see right there, it's exactly a minute. It's under review. This is a pain. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I did a video for something maybe a year ago for a product. That thing was under review for a week. I swear it was. I just kept checking and checking and checking. I'm like, what are you guys doing? I mean, there's AI tools now that, you know, they can run the video through and see if it's breaking any of the eBay rules. So I'm curious to see how fast this is gonna get approved. I'll let you guys know. Stay tuned. All right, hopefully this is right. I went ahead and did all the photos on my phone and finished the draft. That only took a few minutes, and right here it's not saying it's under review anymore. So I'm gonna go ahead and publish this thing and see if the video is showing up. All right, here is my listing, and right here is the video. So yeah, let's give this a play, see if it's gonna work. Nice. Yeah, I think this thing will sell pretty quick. And that is it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.